Bill de Blasio, he's the mayor of New York City. Very, very liberal mayor. Okay, so he has a beef with Chick-Fil-A, and we all love Chick-Fil-A around here. The people are nice. It's a great company. The food is delicious, by the way. So the mayor is now asking New Yorkers to boycott the fast food chain for its support of traditional marriage. Bill de Blasio saying this, quote, "This group imparts a strong anti-LGBT message by forcing their employees and volunteers to adhere to a policy that prohibits same-sex love." What?
Meanwhile, thousands live on the street of New York, and de Blasio ignores them. Is he a match for one of the country's most successful fast food chains?
Well, joining us now with her reaction is Julie Gunlock, director of the Culture of Alarmism Project at the Independent Women's Forum. Good to see you this morning, Julie. What is the mayor's problem with Chick-fil-A?
Well, the liberal obsession with Chick-fil-A is really, I think, baffling for a lot of Americans. Chick-fil-A is a very popular company. They treat their customers incredibly kindly. People always have a good experience at Chick-fil-A. Bill de Blasio, he's really acting like a bully. It's a national embarrassment. It's un-American to treat a company like this. And I think New Yorkers should really be embarrassed by the mayor acting this way.
Well, but meanwhile, New York has literally thousands of people living outdoors in Midtown. They've legalized public urination. They've stopped cleaning up graffiti. Why go after I mean, no matter what you think of the topic itself, why go after a fast food chain? It's just easier?
Yeah, I don't know if Bill de Blasio knows this, but fried chicken restaurants have very little impact on marriage policy in the United States. And I'm glad you brought up the real problems that New Yorkers are facing. Look, crime is up. We've had slashings on buses and subways. The schools are a mess. Traffic is a disaster. There's a housing shortage. People wish the mayor would focus on the real issues concerning New Yorkers. But of course, de Blasio has a reason to distract New Yorkers. His administration is under investigation, and he is a deeply unpopular mayor in New York. So I'm not surprised he's focusing on these non-issues.
Well, and you mentioned that investigation. That's become now a national news story, what would normally be just a small-time local story, but concerns about campaign finance, fraud allegations, and sort of a pay-to-play type thing going on up in Albany, the state capital. So, of course, he wants to distract attention from that.
Yes, he's going to pivot to this because, again, there are several investigations going on. So he is trying to distract New Yorkers, not only from those investigations, but, again, the real issues facing New Yorkers. New York is noticeably dirtier. It's not managed well. And so I think the voters are starting to wake up to this. He is not a popular mayor, and so he's going to focus on really these non-issues. Again, chicken restaurants have nothing to do with marriage policy. And what he's doing, I think, is really disturbing also from how mayors should act towards businesses that want to do business in New York. This is a jobs-creating industry. He should be welcoming them, and instead he's intimidating them. That's really disturbing behavior from a mayor.
Well, and yet, though, on that side of the argument, he says that they give millions of dollars to organizations that are, vociferously anti-gay, and therefore New York City is an inclusive place to live and to work, and that's why this company, he says, does not have a place here. What do you say to that?
Sure, but companies and the CEOs of companies are allowed to have whatever private beliefs that they want. They do not run their business this way. Chick-fil-A doesn't ban people from the gay community of coming in and eating their sandwiches. They are kind to everyone. Christianity really rules the way in which they treat other people with respect and kindness and courtesy.
No, Julie, I think you're missing it. They disagree with the mayor, therefore they shouldn't be allowed to be here. So those are kind of the new rules.
Bingo.
Julie Gunlock, great to see you this morning.
Julie, thanks.
Julie.
And
Thanks
we'll
for having
enjoy
me.
our chicken sandwiches right here.